So I'm Anna, I'm 26 now, and I probably experienced symptoms, we're probably talking about in 2015, so it was heavily sweating, kind of hot flushes even in freezing cold winter months, and I must have spent a fortune on loads of different things. Nothing really worked. I felt like I couldn't wear colourful clothes. In summer months I felt like I had to wear black just to cover up sweat marks. I felt like I couldn't touch things because my hands were so sweaty. Almost feeling a bit depressed, a bit self-conscious, are people looking at me, and being very cautious of what I can and can't wear. And it kind of took over my life a bit.
Hyperhidrosis and facial flushing is a phenomena that affects a lot of teenagers and young adults, whereby their hands sweat so much, their armpits are soaked with sweat, and their face sometimes turns red in very frequent and social situations. It can be very debilitating, and some young patients become socially withdrawn from the effects of hyperhidrosis and facial flushing.
They gave me some prescribed antiperspirants at first, just to see if they would help, which didn't work. I then underwent an actual course of Botox, so I had to have Botox injections in each armpit. Again, that didn't work at all. To me, it felt like it was just never going to end. That was it, and this was what I had to face with for the rest of my life. I didn't think there was any sort of treatment. I then kind of sought further advice and went to Dr. Habib, got referred to him, and eventually we came to the agreement that the best option would be to have surgery, because he could see that it was definitely to do with my nerves and my sweat glands themselves. So he said really the only option is to have the operation. It took a bit of consideration and a lot of thought, and to the point where we had to have quite a couple of talks as to the actual procedure itself. But then in the end, to me, I just wanted it gone, and I wanted the best procedure possible to ensure that I could try and live my life normally.
Most of these patients are managed by medicines, and some lead to a very good outcome, but some patients persist with very extensive sweating. We can offer them a keyhole operation whereby we go in between the ribs and resect the sympathetic chain, which lies just outside the spine and supplies nerves to the sweat glands. And by doing that, their hands completely dry out. Most of the times, the outcomes for the armpits are very satisfactory, and in a significant proportion of them, the facial flushing improves. Patients usually go home on the day of the procedure or on the following morning.
So we went into detail of the operation, explained kind of the risks as such. He also explained, the possibility of it not working, or the possibility of then it increasing to other parts of my body. So although he could have resolved the fact that I wasn't sweating in my armpits, I then could have it could have increased my sweat glands in my back or my legs or my feet. So there was always that risk that it may not completely minimise it and get rid of it. I've never, the amount of hospitals that I've been in previously, I've never received the care and the service like I have here. I felt extremely looked after. I felt like attention to detail was definitely there. Mr. Habib was absolutely amazing. We constantly had a lot of regular catch-ups and appointments just to check how I was doing. I would just tell people to go for it if you generally do feel like it is uncontrollable. There is something that can be done.